there everyone, welcome again to Indian Story Read Along. Today's story is going to be from a collection of stories from Amar Chitra Katha, and the collection of stories, the book is called Tales Told by Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was, I guess you could say, a modern day saint, and he lived in the 1800s up in Bengal, in Kolkata. And he was a really, really special person, and he had a lot of stories that he used to illustrate the things that he taught his students. So one of these stories is this, the man who wanted to dig a well. So just like all of his stories, there's always a lesson behind there where he's trying to tell his students, look, do this, don't do this other thing. So here's our story today, the man who wanted to dig a well. A man once set out to dig a well, so he has a pickaxe there and a shovel. He selected a good spot and cheerfully set to work. And he's digging for water. So there he is, sweating it out. He's in this hole, and he's thinking, phew, no water, no signs of water yet. I'll rest for a while and then continue. Just then, another man came along. So he comes along and he goes, "What have you been doing today, my good man?" And he goes, "Sinking a well, sir." Another way of saying to dig a well. "I went down 15 cubits, but..." "Oh," says the guy who's passing by, "I wish I had passed this way earlier. I would have told you where to dig. Anyway, come with me." So they go walking along, and the guy who is passing by says, "Here we are. Dig here, and I assure you, you will strike water within minutes." And the guy digging says, "Thank you, sir. I will start right away." So there, he has abandoned his old well, and now he is digging this new well. And so there he goes, digging along. Hours later, 20 cubits deep. And he said I would strike water within minutes. Minutes! Ha! So think about this. 15 cubits on the first hole, 20 cubits on the second hole. If he'd stayed in that first hole, how much would he have already sunk? Right? 35 cubits. Soon, yet another man came along. And can you imagine what's going to happen here? "Digging a well, are you?" That's how this man sounds. "Digging a well, are you? What made you dig here of all places? I know the best spot." Of course, everybody knows the best spot. Look at this guy, so exhausted. And then they walk to another spot a little bit away. Hey, and if you see, the old well he was digging was like right here. It's right here at the bottom of the page. That's his old well. So it's like, what, a few feet away, there's a better spot that wasn't here? That's interesting. That would just be a few feet away. So then this guy's opinion is, this is it. Dig here, and you'll soon have water gushing out in torrents. Everyone is like, they're super, super confident. It's just going to be like, you're going to be drowning in water in just a couple of minutes. So that alone should have told this guy, these guys are exaggerating too much. There is no way anything is going to be gushing out in torrents in just a few minutes. But he's polite and he says, "Thank you, sir. I'm sure I'll succeed here." And he began to dig. After several hours, 30 cubits. And the only water gushing out in torrents is my sweat. Good one. "Oh, how tired I am," he says. So again, everyone, let's do the math. 15 cubits on the first hole, 20 cubits deep on the second hole, and now 30 cubits on this hole. How much is that all together? I'm super bad at math, so I'm going to ask you, how much is that all together? 20, 30, 50, 65. 65 cubits all together, right? Is it? Yes? No? Yes, it is. Okay. Though water was scarce, advisors were not. I like how they said that. He got more people telling him what to do than actual water. On the advice of another passerby, he goes to another place. Like, why is this guy listening to all of these strangers? He doesn't know whether they know what they're talking about. He doesn't even know any of them. So, but he just takes advice from strangers, and then he stops what he's doing and starts all over in another spot. So on the advice of another passerby, the man sunk 20 more cubits at another spot. So what is that altogether? 15 on the first hole, 20 on the second, 30 on the fourth, and now 20 more cubits at another spot. He's at 85 cubits. But not even a trickle. I am sick of this whole business. I would have gotten sick of this a long time before 85 cubits. Just then, a friend came by and heard the whole story. So, like, this guy's packing up. He's just going home. He's like, I can't do this for the rest of the day. So, and he's telling him the whole story, his buddy. So, can you imagine? I have sunk 85 cubits altogether. And the friend says, 85 cubits? If you had sunk those 85 cubits in one place, you would have struck water anywhere in this area, even below that rocky surface. He's right, the guy's thinking. I've learned my lesson. I'll start digging again tomorrow and stick to one spot no matter what anyone says. So they don't print the lesson at the end of here, but here's what I think it is. It's that if you're sure about something and you're really, really sure, then just do the thing that you think is right. Maybe listen to other people's advice, but you don't necessarily have to take it. Also, one thing I was always told is consider the source. That means when someone tells you what to do, you have to think to yourself, does this person know more than me? Do they know better than me? Are they like my teacher or my mom or dad or my grandparents? Do they have knowledge in this area? Because none of these guys did. It was just their opinion. I don't think any of them had ever dug a hole before, yet they're telling this guy what to do. So he shouldn't have just listened to just anybody. He should have kind of listened to himself. And also common sense. His buddy was really smart. He said, look, if you put all of that in one place, you would have actually gotten something by now. So that's another thing. Listen to your common sense. So this story was from Tales Told by Ramakrishna, and we'll have more stories like this in the future. So if you like this channel, if you like this story, then consider subscribing to our channel. All right, we'll see you again next time.